Welcome everyone. Today we are going to learn how to write script for for a project from starting to end. So here we are going to do our project on some data. The data is basically about the office related data. Let's have a look first on the data set. So I have saved the data in my personal laptop. So here in this data I have employee ID, employee name, department name, state, salary, age, and bonus. We will start writing script to do some transformation on it. First, we'll upload this dataset into our S3 bucket, and then from there, we'll start writing our script. I'll teach you how to write a script from beginning to end. This will be again a mini project. So basic script writing you will learn here using PySpark, and then we'll run that into the glue. So that is the basic idea for today's project. So let's start. First, I'll upload this into our S3 bucket, and then we'll perform this task list of tasks into AWS Glue using PySpark. So let's start. First of all, I'll open the S3 bucket, and in this bucket we have a location, bucket for PySpark training. I'll go inside that, and here I have demo files. So here we have input file. Here we have one file already. I'll update another file, the file we are going to use today for the training session. So here I'll go. Here I have the data set and I'm uploading it. Now I have the data set in our S3 bucket. Okay, so let's start writing our script here. So this is the basic imports which I need to work with AWS Glue, and then I am importing PySpark call elite from pyspark.sql.function. Okay, I'll note this in this case. Okay, then I am creating Spark object using glue context. Then here I'll provide the input path. So this is my file. I'll copy the URL of the file and I'll just paste it here. Okay, also I have to put the output path, so I'll use this output path. Okay, I have copied the URL and I'll just go ahead and paste it here. So here I am not giving any name of the file which I wanted output. Then what I'll do, first we have to read the file. Read is basically defined as, suppose in your location you have a file, you want to take that data in the memory to process. So that we will call read in Spark. So we are creating a dev input equals to spark dot read dot. So our file is CSV file, so CSV, inside this will give the input path. Okay, that's it, right? No, it is not enough. We'll learn little bit more in this case. So I want to read the header of the files. So header is basically refer to the first line where we have named the column like employee ID, employee name, state, salary, etc. So I want to use that. So I have to specify that I want to read the first line as the header. So I'll mention here option in the bracket header true. Okay, so this is how we are going to read the file, right? No, this is also not enough. Today we are going to read the file by defining the schema. So in Spark, defining the schema manually is very important. In our previous video we have discussed why it is very important to define the schema. You can just go ahead and watch that video. But to define the schema manually, we have to import from PySpark dot types SQL dot types import. I have to import struct type, struct field, string type, string, sorry, integer type. Okay, this is the basic import. Let's have another look into the dataset and let's check if I need to import anything else. So we have the employee ID column, which we can specify as string. I know it's a number, but see, identifier column can have the character into it. I mean, alphabetical character also in it. So it's better. I always believe to keep that in string. And name also will be string. Department also will be string. State also will be string. Salary will be integer. Age will be integer. Bonus will be integer. So uh, we have almost all the column, but salary and bonus, this will not looks good in integer. I should take it as double. I mean, where we can have the decimal value. So this change I'll do here in my script. So basically I will just import dou double type. Okay, so okay, we have import everything required. Here I'll define the schema, and I am naming it for now schema 1 equals to struct type, struct type, struct field. Here in the bracket I have to provide the column names which I want. So first column name will be employee ID. Okay, I'll just put it in the double quote, employee ID, comma, string type, as we have discussed. I'll take it as string type, then comma. Here we have to put nullable true or false. Here I will put false because identifier column should not be null. So false. And then I'll copy this for all the fields that I have. I think we have 5 fields. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So here I'll just close the square bracket, then close the parenthesis, and I have to just change the name. Here we will have employee name, then we will have employee department. So let's sort this out, department. Then we'll have what? So you can see I'm changing the column names also here. If you want, you can do the change here. It was only department. I'm giving here the department, employee department. You can do that. Employees only state is there, so I can give it here employee state. Okay, then employee salary, then employee age, then employee bonus. So as you can notice, I am changing the column names also here. I can do that. Okay, here we have only bonus, only age, only salary, only but here I am giving employee age, employee bonus. So just to show you, then we have to change the column types. So I'll give the age as integer because age should be integer. We don't have the decimal value there, but we'll give the salary a double type because we should have decimal value in where we have financials, right? So here I gave the double type in the bonus also, but the state will be string, department will be string, name will be string, and according to me, identifier column should be string. So here I have defined my schema manually. So it is a good practice to always define your schema manually. In that way you can save lots of data reading cost, data scanning cost, because in the real life you will have big data, not small data. You have to work on terabytes of data. Okay, now I have to mention here the same, the schema. So schema in the bracket schema 1. Okay, so I have used this here to read the file. Now the file I'll read, that will have these column names with these data types which I have mentioned here. Okay, let's see. Now I have read my file. What next? What next I'll do, that I'll read from here. So basically I read the data set, load data set into the PySpark data frame. That I have done. Basic analysis, print total number of employees. So here I'll just print the total number of employees, so I can just do the count. So df input dot count will give me or print the number of employees. Okay, and this will not create any data set data frame. Print total number of departments. So we have to provide the total number of departments. That means how many departments are there. It's not like that uh, how many records of the departments we have. So there's two things we can do. We can distinct and get the count of the departments, or yeah, that will be the right way to do the distinct and count. So we can get the how many total number of departments are there. So what we'll do just here, if we want to do that, we have to do like so. This what distinct will do, suppose you have categorical data in a column, okay, and you want to see that categorical data but not repeatedly. Suppose there is 3 time uh, HR department, 4 time finance department. You want to see how many departments are there, 1 time HR and 1 time finance. So you would like to check the distinct value for that. Okay, so here I have to take the, I mean do the select. Here I have to mention the column name based on which I want to do the distinct, and as we have changed the columns here, so I have to read the new columns name. We cannot use the old column names. Then distinct. Okay, this way I'll get the distinct count of the department. So I'll assign this value into a data frame. So count department df equals to this, and if here it will create a new data frame as I have already taught you in my previous lessons. So here I'll just use this, and here I'll just do the count count. Now I'll get the, now I can get the distinct department count very easily. Okay, list department names sorted by alphabetically. Okay. mm, Now I have to list department name. Let me put all this in comment in top of the script. That will be helpful for understanding purpose. I mean, we call it commenting, and commenting is a very good practice. It helps a lot when suppose you want to come back and check your code. That time it will help a lot, because in practical we don't write 10 lines of code or 20 lines of code. Maybe sometimes 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 lines of code. So that time this will help you a lot. We use hash to comment out, to provide the comment. So list out the department. Actually, let me do one thing. Let me copy this here already. Okay, and comment it out so that I don't have to go to that page every time. Okay, now I want to list department name alphabetically. Okay, for that what I can do is I can just I have already prepared this count department df. I can prepare another df which I can sort department df. Okay, here what I can do, I can use this df, or else if I want to sort the main data set, okay, by using department column, then what I can do is I can here put the existing department, I mean existing df name dot order by. Here in the bracket we can provide the name of the column which we're going to use. In our case it's employee department. Okay, and employee department I need to do it ascending, so dot asc I can provide here. Okay, in this way I can just sort it. List department name uh, sorted by alphabetical order. Okay, if I want to do it descending order, z to a, then I can just use descending order. And to show it, what I can do is just I can take this and I can select again the department, then I can just do the show if I really need to see it. Okay, and then we have print number of employees per department. Number of employees per department. Suppose this is our data frame, this is our department column, and I want to count the number of employee per department. I mean, in marketing, how many people are working? Like, let's take here from, mm, let's say in accounts, how many people are working there. So I have to filter the account, right? And I have to count here, and I can see 163 people are working in the account department. But for every department, if I want to see how many employees are working there, so in excel what I can do is I can do the create the pivot table, and here I can easily do this thing, like I can take the department in the row. Okay, and suppose employees name in the value. In this way I can easily see here. So what I have done here, I just did the group by. Okay, this is called group by. So I group by as per a categorical column name department, and I just did the count. I got the count of employees. Okay, we'll do the same way. Let's see how we can do it using PySpark. So for that, what I have to do is uh, so uh, so what we want, employee per department, emp dpdf equals to, let's take the actual df or the sort df, whatever. In this case we have the same value in sort department df, because here we just had ordered the data, I mean sort the data. Okay, so we have the same value which we have in department input, so it will not make any changes if I use this one. So just let's use that one, department df, sort department df, and what I'll do the group by. And in this case, while doing group by, I have to provide the column name which I want to use to do the group by. Okay, here I can provide the column name, and here remember I imported column col call function. So it is better whenever you are working with a column. It's better to use this call function. It's very helpful, I mean, to indicate a particular column, okay, to do any type of thing. Yeah, there is lot 4 or 5 ways to select a column or indicate a particular column. This is one of the way, and this is very good way in PySpark to select or use a column. Whenever you want to specify a column name, it is better to use it with call. Okay, so let's group by this column dot count, and always remember group by cannot work alone. We always need a aggregation to use it. So in this case, I am using count, and we should use count because we need the numbers, right, of the employees working in a particular department. Okay, so for that, I just use this. And to if we want to see this, the number of count, then uh, or sorry, I have to show here the data. So let's show the data dot d dot show. So this is the I mean action we use to show the data. Okay, okay, and here there will be lots of data, so I'll just prefer to show the 5 records only. And it's a good idea always, because I'm going to print it, so specify how many records you want to see. Okay, and then our task is to print number of employees per state. So again, let's go to the data. So we have a column name state. Okay, so if we want to see the same thing, number of people, I mean employees from a particular state, if we want to see, again we can do here a pivot. Okay, or here in the same thing, we just have, let's see how to use that one. So here in this case, I'll just put state. Okay, this is the way I can see how many employees are from a particular state, like CA, California, we have 205. Arkansas, AK, we have 209 employees. So like that, I'll just copy this one, and I can just use this, uh, the same thing to do that. Here I'll just need the state column, the new column name which we have specified. Okay, that's it. I'll get the data here. I'll name employed state df. So every transformation like group by, order by, select, this will create a new data frame. Okay, every transformation will create a new data frame. Always keep that in mind. Okay, that's the reason to keep this change, I am naming it as a new data frame. Okay, so next is print number of employee per department per state. So what it is asking now is print number of employees per department per state. So in a particular department from different state, how many employees are there? So it is kind of like this, like, yeah. So per department, first statements, first we have to do the department, then state. So here this is the result they are looking for. In pivot we are doing accounting department, and state wise how many people are there, finance department state wise how many people are there. So we have to do the same thing here. So let's do that. So we have to use this, and we'll do little modification here in the name also, dp state, and here also dp state. Okay, and here while doing the group by, I'll just mention here the, not here, because I want to take the department first then state. So I'll just do this. Yep, this will work in this case. Okay, here is a issue I can see. Every group by I put extra y, so I just have to remove those. Okay, yeah, we are good. So let's see other problems.